I kind of sort of thought that I was done with this episode, and you can probably tell by the change in pitch in my voice that it is a new day, and I think we should keep going. Somebody tweeted at me, "Are you going to handle multi-column sorting?" And I thought, well, why not? So the sorting that we have right now is pretty crude and primitive. You just click on sorting and it sorts a column, and that's great, but that's about it. It's only one column at a time. So what happens if you want to sort multiple columns at a time? And I know that I've come across this in using apps and even building them, that people I've worked for have wanted multi-column sorting, and I know that I've wanted multi-column sorting when I've used data tables. So I think this is actually going to be pretty straightforward. The first thing that I did behind the scenes is added a new thing to this table heading. So this is the blade component used for each of these headings. I added a new option called multi-column. What multi-column does is, let's see what happens if we apply multi-column but still use the old sorting. Okay, so this is about the same. We click on this. Okay, the difference here, oh, you know what? That's not different. If we go off, no, that's not different. Okay, but this is different. I added this double thing so that this would be kind of an indicator of like, stop sorting, you know? So before there were two states. There's sort ascending and sort descending, and now we're gonna have three states. We're gonna have sort ascending, descending, and stop sorting. And if we click that, it should stop sorting this column. So this way, you can toggle any columns as you like, and they'll all kind of cascade. The order bys will cascade and they'll affect each other, and you can disable any of them and re-add them. So while I'm talking about this, an important note is that we want to prioritize order bys. So if I click title and I want to sort by title ascending, that's kind of a bad example because there's no repeating titles. Let's say I sort by status, okay? And now I'm sorting by all these success statuses. If I then sort by amount, I want to sort by amount within the statuses. I don't want to prioritize amount sorting until I disable status sorting. I think that's the most logical behavior, because otherwise it's kind of useless. This gives you the most flexibility. So anyway, it seems like it's going to be complex, but it's actually very simple. Because we extracted everything in our class into with sorting, we really don't have to do much except this. I'm actually going to get rid of this just right now. So let's get rid of the query string stuff for now. We can add it back later if we want, but this is just going to make our lives easier. Now, everything that deals with sorting is isolated into this class, which is pretty awesome. And of course, we also have things inside of, let's go to mini mode. We have sorting logic inside of the headings right here. So yes, we have this sort by, and then that sort by field. And then we have this direction sort field, sort description. So I just kind of attempted a refactor to support multi-column sorting. And I really like what I came up with. In fact, I think it's even better than what we have here, maybe. At least there's one benefit. So instead of having sort field and sort directions, now we need to handle multiple fields and directions per field. So we can actually just kind of isolate this, or group it up into one little thing called sorts. And sorts is going to be an associative array of fields and then their sort direction. And I thought, well, we also need to know the order of sorting. And well, actually, what if when we need to sort something, we add its entry to this array, and then when we want to stop sorting, we delete it. And this way, every time we add one, it is going to add it to the end of the stack, I believe. It's going to add it to I think. We can verify this behavior. But this is kind of what we want, is like when we add one, it'll add it after anything that exists, meaning its sort will happen last. Okay, whatever. Let's just see it in the code. So for the sort by field, I wonder if maybe we should get the query working first. I don't know, whatever. So we have sort by, okay, we pass in field. So now this is all actually going to go away. And I'm just going to handwrite this logic. So basically the first thing we're going to check for is if there's nothing set for this field at all. So if this sorts field has nothing set, then we're going to set it. So this is the default scenario. So nothing is clicked. We click on a field like title. So now field is equal to title. We check in sorts. We don't see title. So then we set title, not title, field, which is title, to ascending, because it's going to default to ascending. Okay. And now let's think of another case. We're also actually going to want to return from this so that we don't have to do else ifs, which I don't know what's best, whatever. This isn't going to look very pretty. So then the next case we want to check for is if, so we know that this sorts field is set because we got past this conditional. So let's do this. Say if sorts field is equal to descending, then we want to unset this sorts field. Meaning that they hit ascending, and then we haven't actually added the logic to change ascending to descending. So let's do that really quick. Okay. Descending. So I like this a little bit better because I don't know, it actually doesn't read as logically as you'd like, because the logical user order is click to make it ascending, then click to make it descending, then click away to delete that entry altogether, and then repeat the cycle. So logically, it's kind of nice that this is really interesting. These Booleans are easier to read because these are the edge cases, and then this is sort of the default path. So from a writing code perspective, this actually is simpler, and even from a reading code perspective on a line-by-line basis. But on a group basis, it's a little bit more difficult because you would think that it would be boom, boom, and then boom. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. And we could structure it to do that. I don't know. We could say we set it to ascending. Okay. And then maybe we do this. Yeah. You know what? This is going to be better. So then if it's set to ascending, then set it to descending. This is better. So it's like, but then we also want to return, of course, so that we don't always unset everything. So the first one is like, hey, if nothing's set, set it to ascending. Then the second time they click, it goes, well, it is set. Okay, is it set to ascending? Yeah, okay, then make it descending. And then it's like, okay, the third time, is it set? Yep. Is it set to ascending? Nope. Okay, that means it must implicitly be descending, then we'll unset it. There's probably a more elegant way to express this. And actually, we can at least make these one-liners now. I couldn't do that before because I learned that you can't inline unset. But now we're not putting it in one of these lines. So we can do this. And then this is actually going to clean things up a bit, I think. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. I was trying to figure out if there's like something we could do with lookup tables and whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like this isn't bad. I always hate if not is set. There's probably a better way to do that. But whatever. Okay. So then apply sorting. We don't have sort field and sort direction anymore. What we do have is an array of sorts. So this actually becomes a little bit more straightforward. We can for each through the sorts as, and then this is the field and this is the direction. And I don't know, that's a nice sign that we no longer need sort field and sort direction. It's just sorts and then field and direction. I kind of like this data structure more. Here's one of my code smells, I guess, in the opposite direction. I know I'm on the right path if the variables start to become single words and if there's less of them. I don't know. I like this better. Okay, so we take that query and we do our order by the field and then the direction. And then we want to return our query. And if you didn't want to do this as a for each and then return, you could do an each, I suppose. Let's just see what that would look like really quick. If we have sorts, then we go through each of them. And then here would be field and direction. Actually, it would be direction and then field, because this is going to be the values and then these are the keys. So that's one weird thing where this is field and direction. So I don't love that. And then let's see. So the benefit of this, what is the benefit of this? You know, this isn't even going to benefit us because we still need to return query. Okay, so forget that. So maybe the next best thing we could do if we really cared would be to tap query into a function and then apply the for each inside of the tap. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Is this better? I don't know. You know what? It's not better. It's not better. This is so simple. Okay, thanks for coming along on that little journey with me. I figured you'd probably like those little refactors, see like kind of what goes on inside my brain. I know I like seeing other people's process. So sort field doesn't exist. This is coming from the view. So let's see where we have sort field. So here we're referencing sort field in the direction. We're passing in ascending, descending, or null. And this is actually going to be able to get cleaned up a bit. So let's get rid of this stuff. And now direction is going to be, what is direction? Sorts, and then the current field, which we can get, we'll get it right here. Okay, we got to add our quotes. Okay, and now this is going to give us ascending or descending, but if one of these indexes don't exist, we're going to get an error. So we'll use null coalesce to default to null. So this is actually cleaner. We don't have that ternary in there. You know, it's really straightforward. It's like sort by and then get the sort direction. You can even add your own method if you wanted to do like this arrow, get sort direction or something if you wanted, but you know, I'm cool with this. Okay, so let's see if it worked. We sort by title and there we go. That works, okay. We sort descending and that's working. Now, if we click again, we should go back to the random sorting, which is what we want. Now we have this third state, okay. And as we hover, these change. So ascending, and then we're like, okay, we're ready for descending. Click it. Okay, we're ready to deselect everything. And then we click it and then it's gone. Great. So let's see if we can cascade these sorts. So if we first do title, okay, and then we do amount, nothing changes because there's no grouping of titles. So let's try this again. Let's refresh. And this time let's do, what's something we can see? Let's see if we sort by date. Okay, so notice we have a few dates here. Let's try another collection. Maybe we can get a 3 in a row. No, I guess not. All right, September 30th. Is this a good one? All right, so September 30th and September 30th. If we wanted to sort by amounts within them, we have $18 and $32. If we do the first one, nothing should change because it should be ascending. So we click it first and nothing changes. Now we click it again and this should say 362 and then 18 below it. And it does. And then if we wanted to sort within those, after we sorted by date and amount, now if we want to sort by title, it's actually not going to work unless we had 2 of the same amounts. So I hope that makes sense, but this is how cascading sorting works. So let's see what happens if I get rid of date. Now amount is sorted descending. If we click ascending, or no, sorry, if we click off, there's nothing sorted. Ascending, and here's $13. If we want to sort by processing and failed, we can do that. And that's that. So there you go. That's multi-column sorting in our data table. I want to keep going further even and do everything we possibly can. And the only remaining things I can think of are importing rows with a CSV. I think that would be kind of fun. And maybe per page amounts, like if you want to set 25 per page or something like that. So I'll see you in the next video.